My name is Mary Merchant. I'm a math professor at Cedar Valley College in Lancaster, and I teach everything from developmental math to Calculus 1. I started using technology in my community college classroom in 2010. We used it mostly for homework at that time, and eventually moved to where I was using technology and learning management systems for quizzes and tests and things like that as well. We started using ALEKS really just whole hog, and went from our previous learning management system to using ALEKS for homework, any and all assessment, final exam, all of it. The biggest difference with using ALEKS is that students are much more aware of what it is they are doing, what they know, and what maybe they don't know. With other things, students would say, well, I don't understand this chapter. And you're like, how am I supposed to help you with the chapter? I can't, go from this top. I need a little bit more. With ALEKS, I'm able to see where they are exactly, and the student is able to say, I'm having trouble with this topic, and since it's written at the top of the screen, they are much more likely to at least include a few of those words in their email or when they talk to me. ALEKS has done a great job in helping my students overcome their math anxiety and feel more confident just about working on a daily basis. One of the ways is with the initial knowledge check. When students start a course, they get some sort of a success, yay, you got 10 topics or whatever it is, to let them know that they actually do know something. It is rare that a student knows nothing. It does happen, sadly, but it's rare. It's even better when a student is more prepared than they thought, and they start out and they've got almost all of an objective, or they have half the topics in a course. It really helps them continue on. And then when they're working on a daily basis and they get a little congratulations, you just learned 3 topics or whatever, it really does help them continue. And I notice that students will spend more time working than the required amount because they're trying to get that next level of, yay, you did this, or I've just got 2 more questions right and I can get this topic. In a more traditional course, when you're just covering chapter 2 this week, I might have a great lecture on chapter 2, but if most of my students didn't get chapter 1, then my chapter 2 lecture, no matter how phenomenal it is, isn't really very pertinent to most of the people in the room. I think that's why in a lot of lecture classrooms, what you see is the first row paying attention, the second row kind of checking their phones, the third row definitely on their phones, and the fourth row asleep. That just kind of shows you the ready to learn matriculation there probably. So with ALEKS being able to really know that these are the topics I should talk about today because 70% of my topics are ready for them, makes class more meaningful and will increase attendance because students know, hey, I bet she's going to talk about this today and I should probably be there for it. So using ALEKS changes the job of the instructor. It allows the instructor to move away from being the imparter of the knowledge and move toward being more of a learning coach. So there are definitely still topics that need to be lectured on and things that instructors need to share with students. Sometimes it's tips and tricks or correcting a commonly made mistake. But it allows the instructor to focus on the things that the students really need and not spend time on things that maybe only 2 or 3 students need. If I know that only 2 or 3 students need to cover a certain topic, I could email them a video beforehand, or I could send them to the tutoring center, or make some other suggestions for how they could get that so that they could then get caught up in the classroom. I feel like ALEKS shines the light on all the things instructors have known are happening with students for forever, but we've never been able to see it so clearly. When students walk in a classroom and they know that the instructor really knows where they are. Not just that they made a 70 or a 50 or a 100 on the assignment, but that they really know these topics and here's what they need. It makes every minute of that classroom time count more than it did before.